Hey everyone, Mike at Back to Homesteading Off Grid. I hadn't done a video for a little bit, so I thought I should get everybody up to date today. I'm going to show the garden to you later, or the two gardens. And if you watch to the end, I've got a kind of a special, at least for me, surprise. I wanted to chat for just a minute about water. If you saw the video I posted about going and getting water, you know it takes a couple of hours round trip, and that the water is really cheap, at least for now in our town. My cost to go get it is really gas and time. I did the math and I came up with about $125 a month during gardening. When I'm not gardening, that drops to, I get maybe 2 tanks a month for our household, and that includes laundry and all that stuff. So we are pretty frugal with our water use, other than the garden. Hey, you want your garden to grow, you got to water it. I think I figured out that the blossom end rot on the tomatoes is because of not enough water, so I'm watering it more often. And as you'll see in the video, the green ones are coming up without the blossom end rot. So I contacted a relative of mine that lives suburbia, average home, and instead of asking how many gallons of water she used a month, because households use a lot of water, it's just the manner of the beast, you don't think about it, you just pay the bill. They've got household use, they've got a front and rear lawn, and they've got a small garden, and she said that the bill is usually about $150 a month this time of year. That includes their sewer, which we don't have that cost. Well, theirs is $150 a month, and I'm spending $125 a month. Excuse me. If it doesn't rain. If it rains, every time it rains, it basically saves me a trip to town. If it rains much. I was supposed to water tonight. I don't have to. I'll have to water tomorrow, because you'll see the skies during monsoon here are blue. Anyway, I wanted to let you know that if you want to have trees out here in the desert, if you want to have fruit trees, if you want to have a garden, you've got to spend the money. Why? My wife likes to garden. I'm learning how to garden and learning to enjoy it. And the food, including the vegetables, are nothing but poison anymore from the store. And they're going to do nothing but get worse. They're trying to figure out how to get the mRNA into lettuce, for Pete's sake. It's already in the pork. We don't eat pork here. Once they get it into the beef, I don't know what we'll do. Buy from the local rancher or something. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know about our water use, and you will have it. You've got rainwater, you've got going to town and hauling water. You can have somebody haul it in for you. That's not inexpensive, but it's not horrible either. I think he wants $150 for 1,000 gallons. So other than that, it's a well, and wells are really expensive out here. They're really deep, and so if you're considering homesteading in the northeast of Arizona, actually anywhere probably in Arizona, you need to consider your water. And if you're planning on a garden or planning on having animals, how you're going to get it, put that in your budget. If I had the money, I would have just dropped a well. But before you do a well, spend the $2,500 and have a hydrologist come out to show you exactly where it is. So I don't know where I left off, but enjoy the day. I've got to go pick up the trailer. I had some welding work done on it because I'm abusing it. I recently helped Mike at Living Free to get his RV moved to his new place. Got him done just in time, because right after I left, it just poured on him. Well, he didn't get a drop over here, but it rained on him pretty good. I mean, we're ways apart, but that's the way it works. A couple weeks ago, St. John's, they had 5 feet of water running down the streets. Homes flooded. It was bad news. Us, not a drop. So, depends on where you are, if you're lucky or not. Eric was complaining at Nomadic Fanatic because it's like it rains every day there. He's closer to the mountain. And my mic just went off. Thanks. We'll go outside now, even though you can't hear me. Okay, here we are out at the garden. You can see that the water's down below half, so I'm probably going to go get water today. Because if you look up, our monsoon is a non-soon. We did get a few storms, enough that I didn't have to water all the time. But I am having to water a lot, which means going to town. Show you how our stuff's doing. I mean, these guys are almost done, sunflowers. She's got some pretty flowers. Here's some tomato plants. Got some tomatoes growing there. They look pretty good. These beans, they're coming along. They've been flowering. Over here I've got the sunchokes. And they're doing well. You can see my shade tarp is in trouble. My little brace there, the wind knocks it over. So one of those things, you know, when you're out here, you have constant maintenance. There's my grape. They're not eating it anymore. You see, I've got some new leaves. So I think that we're done with that. Same thing with the apple. We're starting to get some new leaves on it. So I think that the bugs might be, caterpillars might be done for the season. Look at this. It's a monster. Oh gosh, can't remember what it's called. Over here, see this little plant here, and this one over here. These are called mullein, and they're considered a weed. Those are beets. But there's a ton of medicinal purposes to grow them, and so we do. I did finally get my amaranth, you know, out of 500 seeds. That's what I got to grow, and it's probably too late for them to grow to maturity, but we'll try it again. A little lavender there, a little lizard right there. You see that little guy? I also found praying mantis in here, so I think that's pretty good. You see, these tomatoes aren't doing great. I've been watering them more. Show you the blossom andron. You see, it's, oh wait, let me get that. There we go. You can still eat them, they say. You just cut off the rotten part. Here's a green one here. Let's see how this is doing. See, nothing on there. That one's good. So it looks to me like it was a watering issue. They should have been getting enough water, but because of the desert and the high temperatures and the high UV, it doesn't do well. So here's some asparagus she's got planted. I don't know if I showed you. We got a couple of, I guess, watermelons growing there. And some more of that plant. Gosh, I forgot what it's called. That's medicinal too, and we use a lot of that for chop and drop and for our swamp water. These are our potatoes over here. They're starting to look like maybe the potatoes are done. I'm being invaded here with this plant. We've got something going on over here that Judy will diagnose that. I'll figure out what's going on. Probably a squash bug is in there. Oops, I did harvest this morning. Did a little research and found out that morning is the best time to harvest. There's one for, oh, if I can get it in picture here. There it is. That'll be ready in a couple of days. We cut them small, meal size, because the bigger they get, the less flavorful they are. Oh man, look at that tomato. I don't know if we can zoom into that one or not. Look at that sucker. These are all cherry tomatoes, and they're pretty good sized if I can just figure out the problems with them. Look at this pretty flower here. She plants flowers to help attract the pollinators. We get some bees, not as many as I'd like, more than we used to get. So there you go, there's Judy's. Obviously some of you can see a plant that I don't talk about. It's legal here in Arizona. So maybe one of these days we'll do a video on that. All right, I'm gonna walk down to the lower garden and we'll be back with the next clip. Before I walk down there, these are Judy's fall plantings. They're broccoli and lettuce and stuff like that. This is mostly weeds, but there's those plants right there. And then we've got some cabbages that are getting nice and big. Get a head start on the fall planting. Everybody likes to see the dog. So here's the dog. Her name is Gretel. And she's a good girl. She's kind of a ham. She likes to get into the camera. And she likes to play. She's on this long leash if I'm busy doing something. If I'm not, then she hangs out with me. But we have to be careful because we don't have fences and there are dogs not too far away on either side. And of course there's wild animals. And she would simply take off after them. And I could probably call her back, but you can never be sure. So, okay, so we're getting down here. I know this looks ugly, but when the cows came in, they couldn't get through. And that's what I care about. Eventually I'll have gates. So here's the progress of my beets and my carrots. And then we had a volunteer tomato come up. So we'll see what happens with that. You notice I've got a lot of grasses are kind of growing because we have gotten a little bit of rain. I'm not pulling it right now because it helps. It'll help. I'll plow it all under this year. I don't know what this is. If any of y'all know, you can comment. Here's my sunchokes, and the pumpkins all look sad. Oh, I didn't show you Judy's pumpkins. She's got one or two over there. Corn looks pretty good. These little short stalks aren't supposed to be very tall. And there's one that fell over right there. But as long as they produce corn, you can see they've got their tassels out and they're forming their heads now. So we're doing pretty good. The animals came in and killed all but two of my radishes. Same thing over here. This is just kind of a weed bed now, except for I do have a sunflower. This one's trying to grow back. Trying my best to keep the rabbit out. The intruder. I did catch him on video. I'll do a short. Here's my other sunchokes. And the UV is high enough here that our big leaf plants kind of get limp during the day, act like they need water, but they're doing okay. These aren't too limp. They'll get worse later. And ready for your surprise. A pumpkin. We'll see if I can keep it alive to harvest time, because they're a little fickle out here. They would do better if I had them in the shade. Yeah, see, look at this. This just looks awful. There's plenty of nutrition. It needs a little bit of shade out here. And the idea was for it to be the shade for the ground. And, oh, I wanted to show you that too. Hopefully I didn't spin that too fast to make you all sick. I'm trying out a new mic. Let me know if it sounds okay. One of our rainstorms, we did get a little bit of water flow. You can see it puddled here a little bit. Let me get on the other side. You can see that it puddled, and then it kind of dried up, so you can see the little. But if you look at the debris, the debris ends right there, and you can see where it dropped into the Luna. So it is, and there's more debris around there. So you can see that my idea works. Comes into the wash. The problem is here we're not getting enough water, because the idea is for it to fill that up and then come out on this side and go over there into that one and go over there into that one, so that they'll all fill. Kind of a flood irrigation thing, but the idea is for the water to be held rather than washing away. And that's important here, because if I can hold the water here, it goes down fairly fast, straight down into the ground, and it keeps moisture in my garden for longer. So there you have it. Thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you in the next video.